evidence. He shocked shit. You made it up, you fucking worm. You didn't actually see the dog get shocked. Someone told you that. They made it up. They speculated that. The only evidence we have is that there is a collar. This is why debate purgatory ruins brains, because these fuckers have never learned how to appreciate what they do know and what is speculation. And this is what a fraudulent dipshit does. So let's watch the Moistcritikal section on Hasan. Crazy day on Twitch.
When it comes to internet creator drama, I haven't been keeping up like I used to, but
I don't keep up with it, but here's an opportunity to smash Hasan, so I think I'm gonna do that.
Apparently using a shock collar on his dog on
Apparently using a shock collar. Apparently. Now, Charlie has Hasan's phone number. Charlie can message Hasan and be like, hey man, is it a shock collar? That's called basic journalism. Basic journalism.
This is the one that is by far the biggest from yesterday, and probably one of just the biggest topics in general, which is Hasan and his dog.
But it is emblematic of all of America.
Also, one of the things I want to say before we go into this, I think one of the biggest pieces of propaganda is the idea that Hasan is like mean to Kaya. He orders her around. He has like too high a standards for her, you know, that kind of shit, which is completely bullshit. Which is, if you've ever had a dog, sometimes you'd be like, oh my God, you're so spoiled. And you say it with the straight face. You say it like a straight man doing a comedy routine, right? And people take the straight man comedy routine and then they pretend it's actually, no, you're being abusive. You know, being deadpan, being like, oh, my fucking dog is so lazy and spoiled. They're like a princess. That's not a serious insult of the dog. It's a joke. Fucking joke. I said the other day, like I used to call my dog the ugly idiot. He was the smartest dog I ever had. And he was incredibly cute. Okay? Here's a picture. I used to call him the ugly idiot. That was a term of endearment. He doesn't know what ugly idiot is. He doesn't speak English. So if I said it in a kindly voice, oh, this is my ugly idiot. He doesn't know. He just hears the kindly voice and he's like, oh, I'm going to get pets. That's not I didn't emotionally abuse my dog. Okay?
Kaya, please just fucking go. Just stop. Jesus Christ. What are you doing? You're being such a baby. It's just...
And Kaya has, one of the things I really like about Kaya is she has kind of one of those, it's like Labrador face. You know, Labrador face is like slightly like depressed, like, like if they close their mouth and they have their eyebrows and it's kind of depressed. That's cute. That's my little baby. Little droopy. People are like, oh my God, look how sad the dog looks. Like Hasan derangement syndrome is one of the most uncomfortable things. And I actually think it's more real than like Trump derangement or any other derangement. It's like, because Hasan is incredibly nice. It's crazy.
Now, for the life of me, like, I cannot understand what he's even upset about in the first place, that he starts...
This is why it's propaganda. Okay, first of all, I would just say that the internet's weird. The internet's weird. I'm not saying this to be like toxic masculinity or anything like that, but the internet's weird. If I had a friend and they saw that and then they went around and they started like shit talking me by other friends based on that clip, just in like real life world, next time I saw them, there would be a big confrontation, like just based on that bitch move that he's a fucking bitch. So right off the bat, not a friend. The second thing is pick up the phone and ask him, be like, hey man, why, you know, I saw the clip and people were wondering, why did you seem to get annoyed by Kaya leaving her bed? You have a conversation. If it's your friend and there's a big scandal accusing him of abusing his dog, you pick up the phone before you make a video to 1.5 million people. That's why I said you could, that's what these things are useful for. Whenever these slander operations run, it's useful to see who your enemies are. It's that simple. Like clockwork.
It's like scolding the dog for. She moved like an inch, like slightly off of that. It's like in a video game, like in Metal Gear Solid, when someone gets like a fucking question mark over their head, they're like zipping to you immediately. Like she doesn't do anything really other than move slightly, and he is upset about that specifically. Even before this incident,
complete bullshit, total lie, huge reach, completely lie. Nah, he's not upset. She got up from her bed. Tell your dog to go back to place is not a fucking abusive thing to do with your dog. It's completely normal. You're fucking weird. Charlie, you're fucking weird, man. You're a weird guy for spreading this narrative. You're a fucking weirdo, man.
Earlier in the stream, he had already, gotten annoyed at her for moving around prior to this.
The absolute worst country on the planet, straight up, bar none, a capitalist shithole. Kaya, now is not the opportunity for you to. The absolute.
I don't know what else. I guess this Tampa Bay redneck has never seen a well-trained dog in his life. I think this Tampa Bay redneck has never seen a fucking well-trained dog in his life. This is normal discipline for your dog when they are supposed to be in their crate. Now, Kaya is so well trained, she could just lay on a bed. Oftentimes when you're working, like saying working from home, you will have your dog not crated, but placed in a location where they're not wandering around, especially if they're a breed that chews. Instead of them like sleeping on the couch or sleeping in the middle of the floor and hurting their hips, you'll have them sleep on their bed. And this, him just telling her, hey, you need to be at your place. That's nothing. What are you doing? What are you talking about? They're not a human being. Don't call him a redneck. Yeah, you're right. Rednecks are cool. You're right. He is a suburban F-150 guy. You know what I mean? Oh, can I just say one other thing about Charlie? When I went to his compound, this motherfucker didn't even know how to have a cooler. He had I don't know, 35, 40, maybe even more people over to his compound, and he couldn't even get drinks cold correctly. But he did have giant penises everywhere.
Now I saw he mentioned place training. Place is an actual dog training thing, and the whole idea behind it is designating a spot in a comfortable location for your pet. And Hasan was talking about how that area is her place. And for dog training, place is supposed to be like their happy spot where they are super safe and they feel super secure. And the way training goes with this, at least from everything I know about...
This is the plague that we have. Is I know that I'm a streamer. And so you look at me and you're like, Mike, how are you any different than Charlie? Well, the difference between me and Charlie is I do not act like an expert on things that I am not an expert in, or I don't have extreme education or personal experience in. There's a reason why I talk about politics every day. There's a reason why I talk about things like planes, okay? Because these are things that I've done, things that I know. I'm not talking about shit that's not real. It's like... This guy's just making shit up. He's regurgitating Reddit comments. These are the flights that I've done. You see these? These are examples of times I piloted a fucking plane for hours at a time by myself. So I know how to fly a plane. So I can talk about air traffic control. I can talk about flying. I can talk about jets. I'm a third generation pilot. Okay. So when I talk about aircraft shit, I know what I'm fucking talking about. And when I don't know, I know exactly who to ask. Okay. So when I talk about it, I'm not just bullshitting you. When I talk about politics, I was a candidate. I have run campaigns that have won offices for people. I've raised millions of dollars. I have run and designed and executed polling operations. So I know how to interpret data. I know how to look at, I know the certainty levels. When I talk about law and policies, I worked at the Committee of Urban Affairs. When I talk about law, I graduated law school. So when I talk to you about shit, I actually know what I'm fucking talking about. I don't just make it up by pulling it out of my fucking ass. And the worst part about streaming is I'm instantly on the same level as all these guys that are just making shit up and talking because they have an audience, and having an audience is what tells you if somebody is worth listening to or not. And the streaming space is absolutely choked with illiterate, uneducated, ignorant, self-assured, arrogant jackasses who don't know shit. I mean, Jesus Christ. Asmongold is talking about public policy and how he wants to take the right of to vote away from 85% of people. He doesn't wash his ass. He sits in filth. He sits in his parents' attic. He's a multimillionaire surrounded by filth and rot and pests, and he's telling me about public policy? Destiny had not read a single book until he claimed to have read a book last year, his first one.
Dog training. Now, keep in mind, when we first got Tetra, we did do dog training, but place was something that we did learn about. And when it comes
How many hours a day do dogs sleep? On average, dogs sleep 12 to 14 hours a day. So when he streams for 8 hours, the dog spends much of it sleeping. And large dog breeds sleep more. Like, this is just fucking weird shit, man. You're being a weird.
comes to place, You do not want to like make it something stressful for the animal, at least in our teachings. It's supposed to be a...
Can I just say how pathetically lazy Charlie is? Like, if you are going to do a whole soliloquy on dog training, you're getting literally tens of thousands of dollars per video. Can you maybe call up a dog trainer and say, hey, would you mind coming on my stream and talking about this? And I'll give you a free advertisement for your dog training website or academy. But I'd really appreciate if you would come on and explain, you know, if this is abusive behavior, if there's anything problematic here, and what your opinion is on the issue. But this fucking slop tuber sack of shit, lazy garbage, I mean, Reddit shelved motherfucker, just wants to go on there and repeat whatever slanderous bullshit. And he knows Hasan. He can also pick up the phone and say, hey, Hasan, I saw the clip. Would you explain it? But he's just using this as an opportunity to slander the man.
Comforting spot for them, not like a stressful thing. So he's calling this her place. But when she's...
That's not what happened. She leaves all the time, liar. That's why you should talk to him and maybe not go off of clips sent by literal fascists and Zionists, you dumb rat fuck.
I don't know why he would be getting so upset at that. Like, angry.
He's not upset. You're a liar. He's not upset. I'm more upset at how stupid you are. How could this mediocrity get so... I mean, Jesus Christ. He was upset his internet went out right before the clip and it crashed his stream. Peter responds to Hasan Piker dog abuse controversy. Piker has denied the claim, explaining that Kaya in fact wears a training collar that vibrates with an air tag attached, and that she accidentally clipped herself while rising from her bed when the incident occurred, when produced a Yelp that provoked particular concern. However, critics have remained skeptical. PETA says Hasan has denied using a shock collar, and we hope that's true because shock collars are dangerous and downright cruel. They put dogs at risk of burn wounds, chronic anxiety, and displaced aggression. Positive reinforcement is far more effective training method. It doesn't betray our animal companions' trust in us. Even PETA won't say he did it. You're just making shit up. You're just making it up.
And then shortly thereafter, the dog yelps in pain, and Hasan turns around and calls her a baby, and then tries to reassure the chat that she is spoiled, and then goes on to say that she's spoiled because his mother lets her, you know, have free roam around the house.
Okay, wow, this is just literally made up. He's making up. Hasan never said that. You could just play the clip. You don't need to narrate your version of the clip. Just play the clip. You're storytelling bullshit. You're playing telephone with the clip you have. As I said before, whenever these slanderous operations run, it's useful to see who your enemies are.
And the community are claiming that he didn't use a shock collar or anything, didn't like zap her, you know, fucking Palpatine lightning blast her or anything like that.
By the way, we don't even know why she yelped. We can't, like, I think she like twisted her ankle or caught a dew claw, but I don't know for sure because I wasn't there. And I'm not Kaya. You're just making stuff up. You're just making things up completely. Do you not understand how you're just making shit up off of a dog making a noise? What is wrong with you? Like, are you okay, boys? Are you okay? The dog is not injured. The dog made a vocalization. What? Are you okay? Dozens and dozens of people go to that house, and not one of them have been like, oh, he's shocking Kaya, and I disagree with it, including Maya. There's no injury to the dog. They're just making it up. Charlie's making it up. And if the community is saying shit, and you should, as a creator, go, hey, you don't know what you're talking about. If you're going to go out there and just lie on people, if you're just going to lie on people like a crazed lunatic and make shit up and not call the guy and just be like, hey, do you have a shock collar? Can you explain to my audience? Because a lot of them are concerned. What happened? Can I see the shock collar? Like, if you really want to make a video about this, that's the right way to do it. It's called journalism.
She got her dew claw stuck on that spot, and that's what made her yelp in pain. I guess, quick dog lore breakdown if you're not familiar with how those creatures function or anything. The dew claw is separate from, like, the paw pad area claws. The dew claw is a little higher up on the leg, and it's
Charlie's so lazy that he doesn't even put in like images of a dog paw. Like, he's so fucking lazy, he doesn't even do this. Dog leg anatomy. Dew claw. He's so fucking lazy, he doesn't even do this. Like, throw a picture of what it is. He's such a fucking lazy... Like, this content is unwatchable. Millions of views for this slop. Why are you watching it? Because somebody needs to tell the truth about this guy. What do you want me to do?
But it doesn't look like it gets caught or anything, so it feels very unlikely that that is what caused the dog to scream in pain. Like, I don't think that's...
Scream now! Scream in pain now! Scream now! What?
Fucking go, just stop.
That was screaming in pain.
Everyone I've seen online outside of Hasan and Hasan's community is all saying the same thing. That yes, it looks like the dog does like touch its leg to that spot on the bed. You have all these people saying this shit. It's not true. Well, it takes like actually...
Okay, so this video was posted 14 hours ago. Let's go over to twitch.tv/HasanAbi. Oh, here we go.
This is the one that they saw. It has the capacity to vibrate, and that's it. Are you happy? That's it. Good. There's the air tag. There's the fucking...
Okay, so that was 24 hours ago. So Hasan showed it 24 hours ago, and Charlie posted this video 14 hours ago. So why didn't Charlie say, oh, we saw the video, we saw the collar, it doesn't appear to be a shock collar, it doesn't have prongs. I called Hasan, and now we're going to go to our conversation. Hasan, what model of collar is it?
Look here, these are the contact points. Even if I were to take off this contact point, so I'm just going to take off one, right? So let's say I took it off trying to pretend like I didn't have contact points there to begin with. They're not called prongs, they're contact points. There's still a screw there that can't come off. This does not come off at all. That indicates that there's supposed to be a contact point right there, right? And if you look at Hasan's collar, there is no screw, it is flat. So that indicates to me that it isn't one of the collars that shocks. If you go to the website, the Mini Educator website, they do have a plethora of different kinds of collars. And one of the collars is just a vibrate collar. So you won't have any contact points and won't have any way of putting contact points on there because that's just not what the collar does. So no, he didn't take these off and sit there and try to pretend like there wasn't any contact points there to begin with. There just wasn't any contact points there.
So we have TikTok twinks doing far better journalism than a guy who gets 1.7 million views.
3 seconds just to unclip that collar and just show like, hey guys, I don't want anyone to get the wrong idea here. This is not a shock collar.
Hasan showed the collar 24 hours ago. This video was posted 14 hours ago. Charlie, you are the laziest piece of shit I've ever seen. And you are a terrible, terrible person. Like, that's literally all I can say. Like, if you're going to go and slander someone that you know without doing a bare modicum of research so you can join in on a fucking Reddit brigade that is set up with two people, bad faith Nazis pushing a lie and Zionists and a bunch of rubes who got tricked. And instead of staying, what a platform is for me to stand up here and tell you what you don't want to hear. My job is to come up here and say, this is what the truth is. That's my job. Otherwise, I shouldn't be up here. If I come up here and just tell you what you want to hear 24/7, what do you need me for? Just go whisper to yourself in the fucking mirror. What a loser.
No, Bambi, come. There you go. Sit. When I said no and I gave a correction on a 17, she stopped what she was doing and she came to me.
We're not getting anything, and now here we should start seeing something. There we go.
I'm like, yeah, good boy. You could see there was a little bit of turn back there, and then, okay, 9.
Kaya, please just fucking go, just stop.
That's it. I mean, like, that's it. She kind of turned her ankle, which is what I think happened. The dew claw, exactly what happened doesn't matter. The dog was not injured. It's like rolling your ankle for a second. That's it. Like, you guys are just making shit up. And this is the thing about these dumb fucks, is you should not trust them on literally anything they say or do, because they're too lazy and stupid to do it the right way. And here is Charlie with the guy, Count Dankula, who trained his pug to do a Nazi salute. Outrageous man trades Hitler dog to perform Nazi salute. And Charlie was happy to bring him on for an interview. Say, what's your perspective on this? But he's going to just spread right-wing lies about Hasan. Confusing. I wonder why.
And now today, Hasan went on stream to show the collar and explain what it is that everyone saw.
This is the one that people are talking about. Okay, this is the one. This is
All
the
right, so Hasan did do all those things. Wait, okay, I'm sorry, Charlie. I didn't okay, wait. So he did show the collar before you made the video. Wait, how come you put all this narrativizing before he showed the collar in 100p?
This is the one that they saw. It has the capacity to vibrate, and that's it.
Why is this low res as
Good.
fuck?
There's the air tag. There's the fucking vibrator.
So on stream, he was showing that the unit everyone saw is something that can only vibrate, it can't shock. It also has like other things like a flashlight and stuff. And then he went on to explain like why he has a vibrator there for the sake of like training and that kind of thing. Now, since this was a day later, obviously people are going to be wondering, is this real? Like, is he telling the truth? Like, you could have swapped it out. You could have changed out the previous model with one that doesn't have shocking capabilities.
That's why we don't speculate needlessly when we have no proof. That's why we don't, you didn't actually see the dog get shot. Someone told you that. They made it up. They speculated that. The only evidence we have is that there is a collar. Here's the collar. It looks identical to the collar that she was wearing yesterday. There is no evidence he shocked shit. You made it up, you fucking worm. God damn, when somebody gets raped, this guy is like, well, can we really believe her? But somebody just makes shit up about a dog being shocked because of a Yelp, and this guy's completely okay with it. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? No one was in the room, man, but Hasan and the dog. You've made it up. This is why debate purgatory ruins brains, because these fuckers have never learned how to appreciate what they do know and what is speculation. And this is what a fraudulent dipshit does. You don't know. You are they made that up. The shock is made up. Somebody said it kind of looks like that. That's not something you know happened. You think you see that. You think you saw that. Somebody created a narrative. They made it up, Charlie. If we go back to the very first person who posted the video, they didn't know that the dog was shocked. They don't know that. Nobody knows that. This is the difference between knowing something and thinking you see something. If you think you see something and then you glom onto it, you're a fucking idiot.
It looks like there is just some black tape on it. And a bunch of people online started to try and find out what brand this is, because I don't know if I missed it and everyone else missed it.
Guys, we did it, Reddit! We did it, Reddit! We did it, Reddit! He's the we did it Reddit guy, unironically. He is the we did it guy, unironically. Like, that is Moistcritikal. Now, if you don't know what we did it Reddit is, Reddit, during the Boston Marathon bombing, the Boston Marathon bombing is also the bombing where Ethan Klein sexually harassed an underage victim of the Boston Marathon bombing, where he zoomed into her when she was wearing athletic attire to say he wanted to rape her. But during the Boston Marathon bombing, or he wanted sexual assault, or he liked looking at her vagina. It's, Ethan Klein Boston Marathon. You can go look at the video. But when the Boston Marathon bombing happened, a bunch of Redditors started to do amateur detective work, and they ended up blaming a totally innocent guy. They went and there was a Reddit mob that went after a totally innocent guy, and they all patted themselves on the back saying, we did it, Reddit. Here, let me show you. I'm sure it's been covered. One of the things I like to do, chat, is I like to show you evidence of what I'm saying. Sunhuli Tripathi was an American student who went missing March 16, 2013. His disappearance received widespread media attention after he was wrongfully accused by Reddit users to be a suspect in the Boston Marathon bombing. His body was found on April 23rd after the actual bombing suspects had been officially identified and apprehended. The Redditors wrongfully accused this guy of being the Boston Marathon bomber. It's incredible what clout and a little bit of money can do for a person's psyche. There's the collar. Vibration only.
But I don't think he mentioned what model this is, like what brand or what model, anything like that.
Why don't you call him, you fucking idiot? Like, it's so incredible to me. Like, do you ever sit back and think, like, God, there's newspapers that have like 10,000 people that read them, and before anything is published, like, the editor sits down, reads the article, says, why do you know this? What's your source of this? Like, the absolute stupidity of being Moistcritikal. Subliterate. Well, I mean, he's been streaming since he was like 12, and he never matured.
Can just take the prongs off. And when you increase the brightness here, it does seem like there's definitely tape. I've seen this picture floated around a lot, and people believe
when you increase the brightness, which he did not do, he took this he's so fucking stupid.
Believe that they have narrowed it down to a model called the Educator ET400, which seems to match it visually 1-to-1 in all aspects except for the bottom side there, where on the ET400 there are 2 prongs there, but you can take those prongs off from what I can tell, at least on.
From what I can tell from at least online. I think the most important thing to understand is these people do not give a shit about the truth. They do not give a shit about the truth whatsoever. You have to understand that they're just having fun watching us scramble and Hasan's reputation get damaged. That's it.
The Hasan clip, there's a bunch of tape there.
Man, what would it take to make this guy, I don't know, investigate an ICE raid or, the Israeli bombing a hospital or, thousands of children dying?
But of course, I have no way of knowing 100% beyond a shadow of a doubt that Hasan shocked Kaya on that stream or anything like that.
Wait a minute. You're 18 minutes in and you've said, I don't know 100%, blah, 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 blah. You mean you have no evidence at all that he shocked her on stream, other than, well, he reached off camera and she made a yip noise while stepping on and twisting her ankle. Like, what? You have actually no evidence. It's completely invented. You have no fucking evidence at all. Actually, none. Charlie, Moistcritikal mod, says that Hasan had it coming under conspiracy theory post suggesting Hasan uses shock collar. I've never seen a post on here get 8 reports before. Hasan fans stay seething. This day has been coming for a long time. What day? What really comes down to is Charlie is worried that we're going to cancel him because he's a Nazi. Like he had a Nazi friend on his podcast, and that eventually it's going to come out that he's actually a right winger. And so he thinks that he could cancel, if he just cancels the left, he'll be protected and no one will ever care. That's what it really is about.
To me, it feels like it is something he did.
To me, it feels like, well, with that level of evidence, how could I possibly disagree? To me, it feels like, how could I possibly disagree? Just wanted to add, this is not Charlie's first time. He rode the Pokey hate train years ago, as well as the same right wingers were pushing for. What? He's done it a million fucking times. What are you talking about? He went after me. He went after iDubbbz. He went after Pokey. What are you talking about? He's done this so many fucking times. You guys are just children that have been watching this guy for a while. That's it. So you liked him from his, I don't know why. I literally asked. What made this guy famous? I do not understand. I do not know. What the fuck are you talking about? Yes, the classic feeling defense. Well, I felt that it looked like it, and I had a feel. Oh, you're being mean to me. You're attacking my feelings. Oh, you're making me feel bad. Oh, you're not being nice in the way that I slandered you. I spread this narrative. You were abusing your dog on stream and saying how you force your dog to stay on frame. Oh, and now you're attacking me. Oh, ultimately, why am I annoyed about this? I'm annoyed about this because I was right about this guy for years, and I got so much shit for just saying this guy's a right winger. Asmongold's a right winger. Who else did I say was an obvious right winger? What's his name? He fell off so much I can't even remember his name. Esfand, yeah. I was like, these guys are obvious right wingers. I found critical when I was in middle school. The manner in which he speaks was very humorous to me back then. Not a fan of him framing this, though. Not a fan anymore. Yes. Yeah. I mean, I get a 14-year-old boy liking his video game content, I guess. But now that you're an adult man, maybe it's time to do the unsubscribe. Mike, also not gonna lie, I don't believe it because 1, I watched the stream, and 2, because of where it's all coming from. That should be a major red flag. Wait a minute, Doodleburb, you're saying it should be a wait. You're saying, this is news to me, that if right wingers like Ethan Clyde and Destiny and Asmongold are pushing a lie about you, that maybe left wingers should not join in the pile on? Huh? Because when it happened to me a month and a half ago, there was an opposite fucking opinion. Weird.
And to be upset enough to press a correctional button on that device is so beyond fucked. There was no bad behavior or any kind of correction.
Dog training expert. He can put that right next to his high school diploma. Oh wait, does he have one? I don't know.
Or punishment needed to be doled out there. All she did was move on the bed.
Punishment. You're making it up. You've made this all up, Charlie. You don't have a view of his hand squeezing things. You don't have testimony of somebody saying, I saw him do it. You have his hand was off screen. That's all you have. You made all of this up in your mind, you embarrassing loser. You fucking fraud. So you have actual evidence. This is the problem that we have in politics in America today. We have actual evidence against shit idiots made up. Like, that's literally what's going on again. Donald Trump is in office because people just make shit up and they ignore the facts. They deny climate change. They deny the Palestinian genocide. They deny income inequality. They deny that our country's falling apart because you go outside and you can fucking see it. They deny it. They say we're richer than ever. I go to the grocery store, the prices are higher than ever. They deny it. Donald Trump is making America great again. And I will absolutely not tolerate not one of you. If you're not capable of understanding what you actually know and what you don't know, you are really hurting. And if you're one of those people who doesn't care about spreading lies, you're morally defunct.
I still think all of his like anger and like annoyance at the dog for moving.
You can't prove he didn't either. And this is the problem, dummy. You've just admitted, oops, you actually admitted it. If somebody makes shit up about you, like for example, I could say that you have 1 terabyte of child porn on your computer. Now, if I said that, and then you say, here's my computer, and there's no evidence of child porn, and then everybody says, well, see, he could have deleted it all. He could have deleted it all. He could have deleted it all. You can't prove that he didn't delete it all. Well, then now we're just in making up whatever we want world, right? Either you have proof of the thing you're accusing him of, which you don't, and that's that. If you make an assertion that someone did a thing, you have to prove it beyond a reasonable doubt. And there is no evidence that Hasan shocked her at all. None.
Everyone's really fucking dumb to believe in something like this.
Yes, because you don't have any evidence for it, Charlie, you dummy. You dumb fuck. You have she yipped and his hand was off screen. That's it. You are stupid for believing that he just randomly decided to shock her one day. You're dumb. And she's not on stream for 8 hours a day. She gets up all the time. She gets let out all the time. She gets water. But when she's sleeping or laying down, she lays down at her place because she's well trained, you fucking swamp goblin.
All just because he hasn't in the past on stream. And then, of course, people take it a step further, saying none of his friends have ever called him out for using a shock collar. Thus, this
is what's known as circumstantial evidence, Charlie. It's evidence to describe the circumstances and say, does this make sense? Is it the most straightforward outcome that he definitely shocked her? And it's like, well, he's had so many people that have played with Kaya, looked at her collar, examined her, spent time with him. None of them have ever remarked upon it. So that is evidence of the circumstances mitigating the possibility. Dumbass fuckface. It's not definitive proof. It's circumstantial. God damn, you're dumb as fuck. Like, this is legitimately why we have the crisis we have in American democracy today. Is people like Charlie don't even know how to think. They don't even know how to come to conclusions. They just 100% go off their gut and what is socially trending, which can be described in a 4-word sentence. We did it, Reddit. We did it, Reddit.
Hasan does use a shock collar. He would never let any of his friends see that because...
I swear to God, he's going to get 2001 Mike to come out. He's going to get 2001 Mike to come out. Like, if you watch this and you think this is intelligent, this is conspiracy brain. This is pure conspiracy brain bullshit. Well, see, actually, the fact that none of his friends have come out and said anything is actually evidence that he did shock her. Because clearly he would know that it's so wrong, so he would hide it and he would conceal it from all his friends. But then he would decide to randomly shock her on stream. FF's Mike, you've been yammering about Asmund for an hour and repeating yourself. He's a waste of time and move on. This is not Asmund Gold. This is Moistcritikal. What are you talking about?
Here.
Oh, yeah. Mike, please stop ripping up these assholes apart and proving them wrong and exposing their sloppy thinking and their stupidity and their laziness and their abuse of their platform when they slander your friend for the purpose of discrediting Hasan in front of normies. You're so dumb. Now, when I was in law school, a professor told me whenever somebody says clearly, they must immediately follow that sentence with empirical evidence or extrinsic evidence, or else that is a weak point of their case and you should drill down. Whenever somebody says clearly, that should put your radar dish up for bullshit. You're being lied to. Now, sometimes people say clearly and then they demonstrate why it's clear. That's called good argumentation, right? It doesn't mean every single time someone says clearly it's wrong. It just means if somebody says clearly, they should be immediately showing you the crystal clear lens. If they're like clearly, but then they start putting a bunch of dirt all over what they're supposed to be clear, that means they're a bullshitter.
does use a shock collar, he would never let any of his friends see that, because he would know that they would call him out for it and give him shit for it, especially someone like Maya. So they just wouldn't know. Thus, they wouldn't be able to call him out on it.
By the way, chat, this is Moistcritikal. In case you don't know what's happening here, this is Moistcritikal being a very wormy little rat, okay? And what he's doing here is he's letting all these content creators who collaborated with Hasan get a get out of jail free card. That's what he's trying to do. He's trying to split Hasan off from all these people, because when people make these posts saying like Maya would have said something, this is inducing Maya to say, yeah, this is ridiculous. He doesn't have a shock collar, right? And so what Moistcritikal is trying to do is he's trying to take the pressure off the people that have been around Hasan and Kaya to say something, which they absolutely should. So he's doing his best to kind of divide people away from Hasan, because they don't want to be involved in the drama and they don't want any hate, but they might feel like they need to say something. Now, I'm not saying go and bother people and ask them to say that Hasan doesn't shock, Kaya. I'm not saying to go do that. I'm just saying that this is the strategy that he's deploying here. This is a very embarrassing video. I think that, like, honestly, if you were tricked by this, you really need help. You really, really need help with your critical thinking skills and your cognitive ability.
Thing like that. And this whole idea of making an assumption based on things that are outside of what is clearly visible here, I think is useless. Just because you haven't seen it in the past on stream doesn't mean it's not something he's done before, or it is very possible this was the first time. That's also very true too.
The problem is there's no evidence he did it the first time. There's no evidence. So you're just, you assume the first time happens, and then you want to move on to the other arguments. There's no evidence it happened, Charlie.
What are his shock collars used for? Training. And what is he currently doing with Kaya, at least based on what I've heard him talk about? Training her.
No, he's not. She's a fully trained dog. You're just making shit up again. See, again, notice that he adds like his little weasel words. He adds his weasel words every time he's trying to spread misinformation. That's another thing he fucking does. At least based on what I've heard him say. That's weasel words to try to give himself an out that he wasn't making a definitive factual statement. Fucking loser.
It's not some like far-fetched crazy conspiracies that only haters are drumming up and, falling in line.
And now you see the purpose of the video. The purpose of the video is for Charlie to give cover for everybody basically speculating with no proof, and actually to give talking points to his audience for anybody who's making arguments like, no, this is not true. That's the purpose of this. The purpose of this is to extend the attack and give cover, and to sane wash the idea that this is not just a conspiracy theory based on bullshit and a misleading clip and headline. If you're Hasan, hey, listen, I'm not Hasan, so but if I were Hasan, I would see this exactly for what it is. It's a declaration of ill intent. It's an attempt to hurt Hasan, and he's gonna keep doing this type of shit. I mean, that's that
plausible thing based on what
these guys are so short-sighted too. Like, they're so fucking short-sighted. Hasan is so generous with these fucking worms too. And we're about to experience a period where the left is in resurgence. They're so short-sighted. They're so stupid.
I know I've been very out of touch with internet creator drama.
I decided to jump back in. He decided to jump back into the creator drama. Tectone is not streaming. There's thousands of bots on Tectone and a bunch of streamers. Zip it up. Zip the lip. No drama. Asmongold says to kill protesters on site. Let's keep our lip buttoned. But a total bullshit narrative about Hasan's dog. I'm back.
But occasionally can't help but poke around in a couple of the things going on out there. And yesterday was just a crazy one that I just needed to yap on a bit. That's really about it.
No video on Destiny being a pedophile? No video about Destiny being exposed as a revenge pornographer? A Pokemon's cookies? And an invented video about Hasan's dog? That's where we join in. That's when we're back. Mike, he doesn't cover drama because it's toxic. I hope I finally convinced you guys that Moistcritikal is a total piece of shit.